Hello everybody, this is Julio Ramos with F.S.O.C LLC. Today we're going to be talking about the SAW Rehab bag. A couple questions have come about. What's a SAW Rehab bag? What do we keep on it? What I did for our business is that we keep extra blades. So we keep stuff for both chainsaws and rotaries. We keep different carbide blades. So depending on your jurisdiction, if you have an extra one or if you have already one attached to your saw, let's say you have a 30 tooth on your saw, well, I'll keep a 24 or 12 in the bag in case we need to swap to something more aggressive. A diamond blade, notice that this is a fire rescue diamond because it has the vacuum brazed welding that our diamond is very coarse, very aggressive cutting. Like I said, here's another version of carbide or abrasive disc. Again, depending on your jurisdiction, abrasive discs work very well. They're cheap, they're easier to find, and they actually grind metal faster than a diamond blade does. The con obviously is that this is grinding away, it gets shorter in span. I do carry some WD-40, and this is more for the chainsaw. Eventually when you start cutting up a built up roof or heavy roofing material, sometimes you may have to add some WD-40 to make the cut smoother, transition smoother, so you don't get too much debris in it. A lot of people laugh when we say this, but Pam non-stick cooking spray, and you can thank the guys from Seattle for teaching me this, especially Brian Matson. He's the one that showed me that after you're done cleaning a saw, you can actually spray this judiciously on the bar and on the chain and on the cooling fins to prevent tar from building up as well. It actually repels a bunch of the tar and a bunch of the buildup, and it makes cleaning a little bit easier. Do not spray it, of course, in any of the handles or in the pull starter. We do carry some extra air filters for the chainsaws. These are usually the first things to go after a heavy cut job. We'll carry extra spark plug. Make sure that the spark plug matches the saw that you're using. So here I wrote down that this particular one goes on a steel 440, 460, or 461. Bar oil for the chainsaw. Pre-mixed fuel. And again, this goes back to what your authority having jurisdiction thinks. So if you guys are using pre-mixed cans like these, use it. If not, if you're mixing your own, then obviously that stays on the rig, not in the bag. Scrunches. These are known as screwdriver wrenches. We carry the ones specifically to the saw being used. So Husqvarna typically would use a smaller scrunch because for some reason they put one of their nuts to tying the bar down right underneath the handle. So this actually fits right inside. Versus these right here, these are your typical steel ones for steel saws. They're a little bit bigger. Notice that one has the Torx, one has a flat end. So whichever saw you have, keep in mind which one you're going to need. A lot of times the Torx is going to be mostly used on rotary saws. We've also bought for parts a spare pull handle kit. The thought process is you're up on the roof or you're on the fire ground and you got to pull the handle, and for some reason this breaks or it pulls off the string. It takes a lot longer to retie it up. It's better if you take the 4 screws off, slap a new one in, put the old one in the bag, get the saw in service, do your cut job, while your driver, engineer, or another firefighter, he can start repairing the old one. Or you take it back to the station, repair or replace. We also carry spare chains. This particular chain is a ventilation style carbide capped chain for the steel rapid dual rescue chain. Is for the steel vent saws that they carry. We carried that as well in there. Last but not least, we carry rope and a carabiner. So if we're going to be in an extended operation, an extended roof operation that we're going to be above, let's say it's a large building, we will carry this bag up with us and put it to the side close to one of our ground ladders or aerial device where we can get down. Thought process is if we're on the opposite side cutting and something goes wrong with the saw, instead of having to bring the saw all the way down, we just bring it to the side. We'll have a couple extra saws up there. We can take one up off that's on the side and then have who's ever there working on the saws fixing, he can be fixing. If not, we're going to use this to drop whatever saw we have is out of service down to somebody below, he'll attach another saw, bring it all the way up, and we're still rocking and rolling while he's fixing the saw. What we found worked best was in Home Depot. We found the Husky 14-inch supply bag was actually able to fit up to 14-inch blades in there, no problem. And because it carries a handle and a shoulder strap where I can take it up with me if I have to. And last but certainly not least, I found it here. We keep spare nuts, the spare bolts that actually go on the bar of the chainsaw. We've noticed that after time, you start timing down, eventually the vibration will loosen it up. There's been times where we've lost one, so we keep one here on Ziplocs. We take it off. These are extremely cheap. They're actually a couple cents. Put a new one back on the bar. You're ready to go. This has been Julio Ramos with F.S.O.C LLC, and hope to hear from you soon.